a ton of sense. And it's good advice for people who unfortunately have to deal with similar circumstances, definitely. Right there. What I would say is I completely agree with Romer. Like, I was thinking so small when I started, but I also didn't have a reason to think big, right? I hadn't given myself proof that I could do stuff yet.
No
right?
track record at all.
Exactly. But it's like, do you believe in yourself first? Or do you give yourself a reason to believe in yourself first? Right? It's tough, right? Right there. Luckily, you should all be looking at us as examples that we are completely normal people. We might have what you want. We might not have what you want. If you probably kind of do if you're in this stream, but you can do anything you put your mind to. Like, it's tough when you go in and scan books at the thrift store the first time, or do retail arbitrage, or spend a couple hours doing online arbitrage and don't find any success. But going through those initial learning processes are what allow you to get results eventually. Right there. So that, and then document on social media from day one. Talk to as many Amazon sellers as you can from day one. Stuff like this, stuff like social media. Everyone who's successful with this stuff talks to other sellers on a day-to-day basis, right? If you don't do that, you subject yourself to consistently having to make a lot more mistakes, having to find all the opportunity on your own, getting feedback on stuff quicker, not having input on stuff. And it's a big disadvantage. So I would definitely document on social media from day one. Luckily, I did that. And I definitely could have done it more, could have done it better, but that's been by far, like, I'm such a product of the Amazon community. I feel like you totally are too, Avery. You know what I mean? You were like,
it's actually terrifying if you look at every little event. Like, I'm saying, like, on paper, what happened 9 days ago, my Amazon account being shut down, doing like 25K plus profit every 30 days. On paper, this is probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me. But I really do think over the course of the next even year or two, this is just going to be a small road bump. And the reason why is my network. Like, my network just instantly held me up. I can pivot that fast. And every single time something like this has happened, it's because of my network. There's just so much opportunity. Like, it's actually ridiculous. It's ridiculous, not to plug Miami Sellers Conference, but it's ridiculous how much opportunity goes back to Miami Sellers Conference if you really think about it. And before Miami Sellers Conference, shout out the book flipper Caleb Roth, all of his events, Turn the Page. Like, literally everything even with you, man. I did a trip to Philadelphia with Caleb, and I met you. And imagine me starting GoToLister being like, I got to get Miles to promote. I got to get Miles to promote. Yeah. Like, how weird I would come across, like, in your DMs, like, hey, man, can you message? Blah, blah, blah. Like, but dude, I knew from back in the day, we shared like a fucking Chili's cheesesteak. And that was the start of our relationship, And so it's just natural now.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? So Avery would not have said yes to hanging out with me if he hadn't seen me, if he hadn't seen my page, hadn't seen that I was actually doing stuff, hadn't seen the books, that kind of thing. And I obviously wouldn't have even known about Avery if he didn't have his page going, right? Yeah. So a lot of you guys are DMing us currently from accounts that they're private. You're not owning being an Amazon seller at all. So you get a lower quality of answer. Whether or not that's fair, you just do, right? The people in the arena get a much better level of answer, and they pay $0 for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I asked Avery this weekend. I was like, dude, how do you not fall off making content? Like, to me, like, I just go through these waves, and you're like, Taylor, literally everything that's
you just
good
do it
in my life has because I make content.
Fuck yeah, completely.
I was like,
when are you guys doing Miami Sellers Conference this year?
It's going to be late February. Me and Taylor kind of talked, and we think it's going to be better to do it later in February. So probably the last week. Taylor and I will talk over the next week, and we'll get a date set. We're probably going to have pre-sale tickets within the next 14 days. So keep an eye out for that.
Sweet. Do you guys have a preference for which social media is better for networking in the Amazon community? Twitter over Instagram, for example. So I would, in terms of blanket statement, I would say Twitter better than Instagram. However, it's what you like consuming. Because what you like consuming is what you're going to like producing typically, right there. Twitter's the easiest. I think it's also the most community-based. It has the best like DM functions, replies, stuff like that. However, if you're more of like a visual person, or if you're not scared about getting on video, which is a major hack that for some reason a lot of people can't do, Instagram's going to be easy for you too. But I would pick whichever one you see yourself consuming more Amazon content on.
Yeah.
Brandon keeps asking the same question. How do you figure out the magnitude of total expected sales? Joe, do you want to take that one, and then maybe Miles can like harp on the OA side of that?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I think it comes down to, like, if you have an idea of how much you want to do in sales, like, you have to think about how much money you have to spend to get there, right? Obviously, you're not getting things you shouldn't be. I mean, you're probably not getting your things for free. So I can only speak about my own experience, but generally, I buy a book and sell for 3x what I bought it for. So if I wanted to do like 300K in sales that year, I'd have to spend like $100,000. So that's kind of the way that I think about that specifically.
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
I with a lot of like book people, they don't know how deep to go on online arbitrage product.
Yeah.
What kind of advice would you have for like, you told me starting out, you're like, don't buy more than 5. And I actually think that's good advice. But I mean, people like Jake Carter and stuff are like, dude, send it 500 units.
But he's been doing it for a while, and he has a ton of bankroll and stuff. So yeah, I would recommend like what you need at the start is just like feedback and like building your muscle of reading Keepa and selling data, right? And you get the most of that by testing as many things as possible. That also de-risks you. You can FBM to get sales quick and such as well. So what is a realistic net profit of an OA seller and what is really the cap? So if you're making under $100,000 a year profit, please don't ask the cap of anything because you have no reason to even worry about that because you're well far off from it, right? So it literally like does nothing for you to worry about that right there. You need to do the stuff that'll get you there. In terms of like to where it makes sense to go into higher opportunities, I'd say like 200 to 400K a year profit. Obviously, there's people doing higher than that. But when you do those types of numbers, your skill set translates. If the goal is really building wealth, your skill set translates better into wholesale and private label because those are higher capped vehicles. They can go higher, basically, in general. Dangerous goods and hazmat's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you'll have a lot less competition on stuff. So I think that's a great idea.
If you can hazmat FBA, from my experience, that's a huge advantage. That's a hard ungate.
Yeah, but he has it. I actually have it too. I didn't even realize it did.
Right, back when I had Amazon accounts.
Yeah. Google Sheets, SellerAmp integration.
Able to.
Yeah, you definitely want to be organizing your leads with Google Sheets and SellerAmp integration right there. Nice people. Cheers. Got you, Christian. Yeah. So Avery, just because there's some other questions, what do you think was the reasoning? Was it the multiple accounts thing?
Yeah, so the reason they're saying now is I have multiple accounts, and if anybody from Amazon's watching or if anyone, works for a consulting firm or whatever, basically one account was shut down. My friend's account was shut down for selling a counterfeit book. My account was shut down in 2019 for a counterfeit book, and they linked the two accounts together. And they said, basically, we know that you guys have done business together to some extent. And so they shut her account down. And then they shut my account down because they shut her account down. And then they said, if you get her account back, we'll give you your account back. And so then we paid the law firm like 20 grand and they gave her account back. But then they kept my account deactivated. And then they said, there's like 17 other accounts related to your account. And I don't even know what accounts those are. And they said, you need to prove that you're not related to these 17 other accounts. I'm like, how am I supposed to do that? And then they re-deactivated her account because it was connected to my account. So now the only reason why accounts are deactivated is because they're connected to accounts that are deactivated that we don't know why. So I think it has something to do with the counterfeit book market. Counterfeit textbooks are extremely common. And I think that, they rightfully so are like, they're classifying me as like the same level of scammers, like an overseas person selling boatloads of textbooks that are counterfeit. And so I think they have a really bad mark on my account, but basically, that's kind of the complicated reason for all my. Now they're saying like I legally set up 3 accounts, and now they're saying like my account shut down for multiple accounts, and like it's just like it's very confusing. But I think the root cause is something to do with the counterfeit book claim.
Yeah, and the moral of the story is like most people should not even be considering doing multiple accounts.
And I actually take my advice back. I used to recommend people do, but now I'm actually taking my advice back.
Because they can
I recommend not doing
it.
Yeah. Just another reason for Amazon to second guess.
Yeah. So guys, you'll be fine if you just don't if you steer very clear of doing that, you'll be fine. Right there.
And I will add something to that too, which I know both Avery and Taylor clown on me like crazy for this. I never share Wi-Fi when I'm at a house or an Airbnb. When people come over to my house, they're Amazon sellers are not going on my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
If I go to a hotel or like a commercial Wi-Fi, I'll share, if I'm at a hotel with a bunch of Amazon sellers, I'll share the Wi-Fi. But if I get an Airbnb or, anything like that, or go to Amazon seller's house, I won't jump on the Wi-Fi just to avoid any weird things with Amazon, because you never know what deems a connected account. Say you get an Airbnb and you guys share Wi-Fi, and then one person gets suspended, and then you both end up I know, yeah, like I said, I get a lot of crap for that. Everybody clowns on me for
Riverbend
that.
Consulting actually confirmed that could be a cause for account shutdowns. I'm currently working with Riverbend Consulting, but whoever helps me get my account back or my accounts, they're going to be the sponsor for Miami Sellers Conference. We don't really have a sponsor yet for a law firm dude, there's a whole business model revolving around getting people with Amazon accounts back.
It's crazy. Yeah.
There's like these private Telegram Discord. Somebody messaged me this morning. I'm not going to do this, but you can pay like $400 plus for like inside information from Amazon employees. So Amazon employees are part of this Discord or this Telegram that's connecting to Amazon sellers. Like there's a whole black market for this shit because Amazon makes it extremely difficult sometimes when your account's down. So
he's getting hit with ads for reinstatement a week before he gets shut down.
a week before my account shut
Okay,
down.
this is a good question, bro. How do you handle high daily sales volume? Isn't that a lot of volume to process yourself? Fuck yeah, it is. But if you're making a bunch of money, you do it. If the goal, get there and worry about it later, my man. Like that's the last thing you got to worry about is processing shit. If you're
use a prep center. I mean, if you're making $20 a unit, you pay a prep center $1 a unit. I mean, you get.
Well, exactly. Yeah, it's the answer is delegation. But dude, get there first, and you'll be making so much money you won't have to worry. Like you'll figure it out right there.
And one more thing about my account shutdown: if anyone wants to help, go to the Roamer on Instagram and tag Doug Harrington. He's one of the executives on my last post. Just go to one of my posts. You'll see like a video of my mom, and just tag Doug Harrington there, and maybe even DM him. We're trying to get executives' attention on this. So
I think that's what
replied to you, Avery.
Say it again.
Has that guy responded? I saw that a bunch of people message him.
Not yet, but he's only got like 2,500 followers, so I'm sure he's getting notified.
Okay.
Instagram once a month.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Yeah. Right there. Cool, guys. Keep the questions coming. You got 150 guys in here. Make sure you're following everyone here on socials if you're coming from the Flip Your Miles Army. FBM, same day handling time going crazy. That's what I'm talking about. We need to squeeze this bag. Let me get some hashtag 0 day handling times in the comments right there. Come on. This whole back to school season, you got to run up 0 day handling time. FBM, print the wealth. Print the wealth. We need this bag. It's going to teach you so much in such a short time. If you can, go 0 day handling time so you can print a bunch of stuff. What are some of the ways people are able to scale RA? Building relationships in store, going to a ton of stores, hiring people to do it for you.
Hold up. Jameson's the RA king.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Don't make OHL's going to call you out, bro. Jameson, get on.
What we got? Yeah, Jameson, talk about it, family.
What was the question, my dude?
So,
my bad.
Tips.
Somebody was just knocking on my door. Sorry.
Tips for scaling retail arbitrage.
Honestly, I'll add on to that is making connections with store employees. I do a lot of traveling, so I've made a lot of connections with regional stores all around the country, and they'll reach out to me constantly when there's deals and stuff. I always recommend carrying, $5 and $10 Starbucks gift cards with you. Anytime you see an employee that's doing an awesome job or helping you, throw them a gift card, exchange information, get phone numbers, exchange Facebooks and stuff like that, and try to stay in the loop with them and just continue to build those relationships. If you scratch their back, obviously they'll scratch your back. And I've definitely built my business surrounding, with my connections of, Amazon sellers and, retail workers and stuff like that around the country.
Yeah, I think driving thousands of miles every week and also hitting hundreds of stores also helps probably. Right?
Bro said, I tried looking for FBM plays for back to school and it seems like everything is already spiked and tanked. Dude, you tried looking for one day, right? And Derek, no Amazon sellers have probably ever heard your voice. They've never seen your face, right? You're doing the game on hard mode, right? But if you're looking for one day on stuff, it's probably not going to work. And also you can go and keep a product finder and filter the search to price increase, and you'll instantly find tens of thousands of listings that are skyrocketing up in price too, right there.
This Rakin guy said, anyone here like Fanta?
No, we don't.
These profits, baby. Miles got nervous.
None for back to school. Besides, my man, you got to look at backpacks. There's like every backpack under the sun is going up right now.
How do you change 0 day handling time? Is that just like setting?
Okay, here we go, boys and girls. All right, top right, settings, shipping settings. On the left of the screen, general shipping settings. Scroll down, you'll see handling time. It's probably going to say 1 day. You think of Uncle Flips on the shoulder who wants you to get rich. You change it to 0, and then you get your FBM shipping supplies. You don't listen to the broke people on Twitter telling you not to FBM, and you ship out the orders, and then you buy more of them.
And then I'm guessing
and then you buy more of them.
That is, if you have 0 day handling time, Amazon's going to give you buy box because you're going to get it.
Delivery dates. Yep, precisely. It's kind of funny,
markers, bro. You got to make that in a short and tag me in that.
Yeah, what you can do is it's hilarious how you can do your handling time and make it 11 p.m., which makes no sense because you can't. Like, it makes no sense. FBM, box supplier, Uline or Walmart. Minimum ROI for clothing, 30-35% depending on the type.
Well, I got a question for you, Miles. I feel like if you do 30% ROI on clothing, and you have a 30% return rate.
Well, all right, you got to be selling like women's bras that aren't actually the right size to get a 30%. Like, I mean, you got to be really finessing. Mine's 4%. Right there. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, I'm like lower than some beauty people. Yeah. Right there. Yeah. So you got to be selling some crazy stuff to get a 30% return rate.
Maybe that's what I was doing.
Yeah. Dude, I shipped out over 250 orders over the 3 days. Dude, that's awesome. That's fantastic right there. That's what I'm talking about. Dude, like, this is the time to go hard, man. I'm going to be talking about it during Q4 too. But right now, for those of you guys who have started since January, right, this is your first time to really experience seasonal volume right there. Yeah, I'm curious. Jameson, well, what's your return rate?
Man, honestly, I have been really bad at my analytics this year. I know the last time I think
I can tell you right now, guys.
And I had like
I'm go to list your account.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. If you got it there, go ahead.
This is not a good look for the privacy policy of GoTo.
No. I have his password.
Okay.
Yeah, he has my password.
I can't log in. Taylor revoked me access to his. So.
Yeah, I was like, I was logging into my Seller Central. I got new SKUs. I'm like, this is enough.
I made it for a tutorial video one time. He got pissed because I made a shipment on his account.
Do I need an LLC to sell branded products? Nope. Do you think backpacks are the best back-to-school product? Not necessarily. Whatever's going up in price on Keep a Product Finder, but backpacks are definitely up there. The best
high school textbooks as well are popping off right now.
Oh, dude, facts. I didn't even think of that right there. Yeah. First year on Amazon is Q4, way bigger than back to school. Yes. However, you also got to consider you'll be way better by then too. So it should be, substantially better for you particularly right there. Dude, we had like the roadmap, the voice chat. I wonder if they're still in there. It was popping earlier. We might need T Jones to hop in there later too.
What? Oh, in the Discord?
Yeah. Oh shit, it's deep. Okay, cool. They got like 50 people in there right now. I'll send you guys a link. You guys privately if you want to join the roadmap Discord.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I forgot GoToLister has returns.
Yeah.
I'm hooked. Dude, this guy's awesome. Yeah, this guy always shows up to the streams. He's already selling stuff. He's a winner. Right there. I'm about to start this month, man. Get after it. All the opportunities right out there. Most popular shoe size? Yeah, between 9 and 11. It's whatever, the Keep It chart looks like in terms of the best right there. But yeah. Can you send in shoes without the box? Unfortunately not, my friend. All right, this guy's getting banned.
What do you mean in terms of what the keeper looks like?
Yeah, so in terms like best size to sell, right, it's going to be purely dependent on the market for the specific size on a specific item, right? A size 10 is going to sell better than a 13, but it also might be easier to find. Or there might be other people that are thinking of that, right? So, the market's going to vary between sizes right there. So, Joji, when is textbook season over? Like August 25th?
Yeah, so there's like two different textbook seasons. So there's a high school textbook season and there's a college textbook season. So high school textbook season starts in July, goes July, August usually, and then normal textbook season is like August, September. But high school books is like there's a guy named Victor Gallegos. He does seasonal book arbitrage, and dude, he spends like tens and tens of thousands of dollars on high school books when they bottom out, like in April, May, and then sells them for like crazy margins. So yeah, I mean, high school books are popping off right now. You wouldn't think that they'd be worth money, but I mean, a lot of those books can get down to like sub $10, and then when demand goes crazy, I mean, you can sell them 50, 60 plus. So All you got to do is use Product Finder, search for like specific keywords of specific high school publishers, and look at Keepa charts. And dude, when you see something like this every single year for the last like decade, you're like, dude, that's money. So
makes sense.
I always find the third week of August is like insane. We actually have more textbooks than we've ever had before in stock right now. In my textbook account. Go ahead.
I think the poorest I've ever felt. Did Caleb do 60K in one day with books? Or was it a week?
He spent like 85,000 on books in like a week or something, and he flipped them like the week or a couple weeks after. He would kind of keep it on the down low, but he was buying them and connecting them to wholesalers and like making a ton of money with that.
But I think it was like one time you were at dinner with him in like 2019, and he was like, "You're like, what's your biggest day?" And he's like, "Dude, like I'm not telling you." And then he was like 62,000 or something. I was like, that was probably the poorest I've ever felt.
Yeah.
Just ask what Jeff Bezos' day was like, and everyone will feel poor.
Yeah. Jameson, how long did it take you from starting full time to feeling comfortable financially from it? Right there.
Good question.
I didn't know Jameson was financially comfortable.
Well, you know, yeah.
I'll let you know when I get there. I would say, honestly, it probably took me, I would probably say 4 or 5 years into Amazon, honestly. Again, because I had really bad spending habits. Like every year I kept making more money, but then every year I kept spending more money. As my income went up, so did my spending habits. Like as I got to where I was making 10 grand a month, I was spending, eating out more, buying more dumb stuff. So like for years I did that. Like I took like one of Dave Ramsey's courses like 4 years ago. And I took a lot of good stuff out of that, the stuff that, applied to my life. And I took some things out of that and really started to dial in better, with my money and how I spent it and, where I invested it and stuff like that. Cause like I was doing Amazon full time for like 5 years and I never even saved $1. Like I never had a savings account or anything. Like I didn't start saving till like 2 years ago. So like I said, I was horrible. Like I came from poverty, so like I had that poverty mindset, 5-6 years into Amazon, same bad habits I learned as a kid. Money was meant to be spent. So, it's probably good. About 3 years I felt like fine, like where I'm being smart, saving enough money every month. Every week I have money that goes to my savings and, I invest some every month and I reinvest a lot into inventory. So that way I'm scaling for the future, not spending money on dumb shit, stuff.
Makes sense. Yeah. I think the biggest problem for beginners is their beliefs by a mile. Because if you think it's going to work, you'll do the work necessary for it to work. Yeah. But the problem is, if you've never made money on your own and you're nervous about stuff, you have limiting beliefs, it's going to be tough. And that's why I think content like this is so important. You've got to go through the prerequisite books, the Rich Dad, Poor Dads of the world, the Slight Edge, the Compounding Effect, the Almanac of Naval Ravikant. I know some of you kids watching this have never read a book you've enjoyed. Trust me. Just trust me. If you're watching the stream, you'll like those books. Trust me. Right there. Yeah, actually, let's get a book recommendation from the gang too. Hit me with some recommendations. What's been really good for you guys?
Love yourself like your life depends on it.
That was what got me started on the right track. I would say completely about 5 years ago.
That one, love yourself like your life depends on it.
No, I do need to read that.
No,
too.
That's
I was like, damn, that.
Avery's like, really?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that's a self-help book, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm.
It is, yeah.
Okay, cool. But yeah, because that like reading like Rich Dad Poor Dad and stuff. But what about you guys?
For me, it was definitely 10X. I read that book like twice.
I've read that several times. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long does it take to put all the pieces? See, now there we go. If you're worrying about how long it's going to take, it's not going to work. Right? It's not how long it's going to take. It's let me go put one foot in front of
that. Can I add to that point, Miles? Because I feel like, guys, if you're on the way up and you feel like you're at a point where you're putting in the work and it's still not clicking, that's normal. You're going to hit major obstacles and points.
Yeah, that's why people fail. And that's why we win. You win if you keep fucking going.
Exactly. And typically it's at the biggest obstacles where you think nothing makes sense. You've been doing it for several months, where when you keep going, it's like that's when you have a breakthrough,
I've never seen anyone fail that stuck around for a couple of years, that really like made friends, did their thing. Like I've just never seen it. Like, people move on to different stuff. I get that. But seriously, what about you guys? Keep interrupting on the book stuff.
I would say 4-Hour Work Week for me. I read that back in high school, and that kind of set the pace for everything. I remembered everything about virtual assistants that he said, and that just helped me so much with delegation. Everybody looks at me as like the virtual assistants guy for whatever reason. I literally took everything from that book, the 4-Hour Work Week. So I'm actually probably going to reread that one. It's been about 10 years, but that started me off.
Yeah, I got a few. I think one for personal finance and investing, one called The Simple Path to Wealth. I'm not sure if you guys heard of it by J.L. Collins. Really good book. Have you read it?
No. We need cash flow first, though. We need cash flow first. We need cash flow first. You read that after a couple of years of making money. We need cash flow right now.
Yeah, I guess once you got some money, then you can read that book.
Yes.
Profit First, really good book. That's just to get control of your money, so you know if you're actually making money and your business is actually paying you money. And then I also really like another book that Mike Michalowicz wrote called The Pumpkin Plan.
Really good book. I only read half of it, but I implemented some of that in my business already. It's great.
Yeah, sweet.
Jameson, what about you, my man?
I'm not as business savvy as all these guys. That's probably why I make the least amount of money. But I mean, 2 books that have just been amazing help in my personal life is for real. Compound Effect definitely is probably one of my by far favorite self-development.
What you do is what you get.
Exactly, and that kind of ties over into Amazon and all the other things that we do. And then I'm really big on just self-development, and Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It has been an absolute game changer for me. Just building a good relationship with myself, and then it's naturally I'm learning all the stuff that is important in business when I take care of myself first.
Well, it goes hand in hand. Everyone I know that in general, on average, does well financially, has it together, fitness-wise, right? Has it together in terms of just being a decent human being.
There's some big billionaires out there.
Well, okay, go be fat then and become a billionaire. Yeah. Like I said, on average, right there. You can pick specific points if you want to, right there. But damn, $500 a month for accounting, family. Go to list your family. Come on, family. Yeah.
It's only going to get better too. We got some really good stuff in the works. You guys will see it come out in the next couple months. So.
Is it in true reality? Is it possible to get started with 1K? I started with significantly less than that in the book game. I know Romer did. Joji, I assume you did as well, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you can start with $0. I have a 0 to 1,000 on my challenge, or 0 to 1,000 video challenge. So yeah, I mean, you could literally get started with $0. And I literally was doing laundry down in my apartment complex, and somebody gave away a free game guide, and it's worth $100. I'm like, dude, that's literally sitting in the laundry room. There's so
all of you guys can do that today. Every single one of you guys watching this.
You could
Joji, by the way, I need that guide back. I forgot it in the laundry room.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, here, one sec.
You could literally go into Walmart with
there we go. There it is.
List everything on eBay.
I don't know why anyone would give it away, but this is totally something I could see someone thinking it's not worth a ton, because I mean, it was if you check Keepa, it was sold 7 years ago, MSRP for $25 from Amazon, and then Amazon went on stock 4 years ago, and now people are paying 3-4x retail price. So it's one other reason why I learned Keepa is because it's hard to know what any one product's worth unless you actually can look at some data and see what it's been selling for. So
yeah,
makes sense.
If you're willing to hustle, guys, start with books. I was in Austin, Texas. I met with a Go-To-Lister user in person, and just the level of determination in this guy's eyes that I saw, he's like, I'm taking off work on Tuesday to go into a used bookstore. He knew they were restocking, and he's just gonna buy I guarantee you he'll buy $2,000 worth of profit in one day for less than $300. And he's sourcing 1,000+ units a month. He's willing to put in the sweat equity. He's spending $2,000 a month on inventory, but I guarantee you he'll have a 10K profit per month once he graduates to OA and wholesale and retail arbitrage very quickly. And so if you're really strapped for cash, but you do have time and you're willing to do what this guy did, you can 100%, you can triple or quadruple your money in just a few months.
And if you're in here, you have time, period.
Yeah.
If you're in here, you have time.
You should be scanning shit as you're listening to this. You shouldn't just be on your computer doing this. Get in the fucking store. Get in the Goodwill. Go there and get the fuck to work, honestly.
Yeah.
And that's what builds your character and your work ethic too initially. Doing that shit with no guarantee that it works when people say it won't work and everything. Damn, this was a really long ass time without an ungating question. I'm proud of you guys. Right there, but,
Here come the ungating question.
Yeah. How do I get ungated from book? You probably won't have to. Did you say
there's actually a lot of people that do, and what you have to do is like you must have a brand new account.
Yeah.
But you sell what books you can, and just keep requesting approval on any book publisher, and just keep going time and time and time. We go to a lister. Actually, like my mom started an account back earlier last year, and it was so annoying because she was gated in every book. We go to a lister, you press one button, and it automatically gets you ungated. Same with Seller Amp too. But a lot of times you do have to click on the Seller Central button, which is what we do at Go To Lister. We open up Seller Central, automatically put the ASIN in, search it for you. All you have to do is click on Request Approval. So Seller Amp, Go To Lister, boom, good to go.
Yeah, this guy's a hustler. He's listening while he's making dinner for his kids. That's love, Brian.
Let's go,
dude. And like the world is built by the type of people that will go into a thrift store and scan books, like that did. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't know a single person that wouldn't go do that if they didn't have money. Yeah, and they like believed in it.
Right. Tell your kids you love them too, though.
Well, facts. Jameson, do you ever hit up Dollar General for RA sourcing?
Yeah, I do Dollar General from time to time. First thing I would recommend doing is downloading the app and keep an eye on when they run sales. They run some. I hit them about 4 times a year, really hard, where they run some really good clearance sales, and I'll start hitting them. One thing I like about Dollar Generals is you can find them in the middle of nowhere, and they're everywhere. So you could literally hit 35 stores in one day when they have a good sale. So just keep an eye out when they got things marked down. You can crush it in one day if they have a good sale.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, Jameson is like on the opposite end of the extreme of like work ethic. Like the dude's insane. There's probably 0.01.
That's why he hasn't had to clock in 10 years or whatever.
There's probably like 0.01% of people on Earth that have driven more miles than Jameson has. It's actually crazy.
He's actually the only guy in the U.S. that's been to every single Walmart.
Wasn't it some crazy thing? Like you probably have the record for like Toys R Us's or something. Like what some of these
retailers are
going down to. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have the Google Maps, the screenshot on your phone of all the dot? Can you show that? Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. If you honestly, if you did 1/10 of what Jameson does, and like you would be very, very successful because he's crazy. He hits so many stores, so many miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Sweet. So what other questions do you guys have? I've been to every single thrift store in Dallas, Texas. It's a vibe right there. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Look at that. What are the greens and what are the blues? Or no, there's a
it's like you can't even see like Eastern United States. It's just dots.
Yeah, it's just a big
Why'd you go to that random one in Montana?
Yeah. That's not. What did I put on there? I haven't been to Montana.
Is that Tiger Lily Prep? He probably drove up to Tiger Lily Prep to get all of it. He probably just offered her like $5 and just took all that shit.
Dude, what a mess.
Wow.
Jameson's like, damn, how'd you know?
That's funny. Yeah. Okay, cool. Gotta go. Bye.
Awesome.
My bad. I tried to text. Can you still sell things like Crayola even if it comes up as PL and SAR? Yeah, man. If it lets you list it, it probably says private label because there's historical history of it being just a couple sellers right there. What do you think about Grocery Out? Grocery Out's fire. You need to go scan everything there. They'll be profitable stuff.
And you know what? I don't know about everything, but I actually had the manager come up to me. This is December of last year, and because I had like 2 carts, and he's like, "Hey, half of this stuff I can probably restock for you." So make connections with the manager. There, I haven't been there in forever, but he gave me a list of everything that I can restock.
Boom. Have you ever had to get an authorization letter to sell a branded product? Nope, never. You either need a authorization letter or an invoice, order confirmation email, etc. So just go ahead and use that. It's much easier right there. So Romer's not been, we talked about that a little bit earlier, but not gotten back from the suspension yet. Found good deals with Brita pitchers. Yeah, I could imagine that being a really good, like high perceived value type of item. People use that a lot. So I could see them definitely paying a lot for that. Any of you guys going to ASD?
When is it?
Yes, sir. I'll be there.
Oh, cool. Okay, sweet. So we'll get to link up there, Jameson. Cool. Taylor, are you going?
I don't know. When is it?
3 weeks from today, right?
Probably not, because I'm going to Europe August.
Oh, so yeah, probably not. Romer, what about you?
No, I'm grinding here in Mexico until September 1st. I got a big hunting trip the first week of September, so I'm with Matthew from Scout IQ.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I'm just grinding away until then.
Who all went on that Minnesota trip? It was you, Steve, the college picker,
Eric, the college picker, one of my best friends from back home, and yeah, me. So
what's Wildman Willie up to?
Oh man, he's out in Portland. He's out in Portland just meditating. Living life. He's not really like a hustler, so he never really.
Yeah. No, he was putting in work in the storage unit back.
He was putting work in, but he was more of like my right hand man. You know
what about Fritz?
Fritz, he's actually near you. He's in Fort Lauderdale.
Really? You talked to him?
I'm gonna go visit you guys pretty soon. I gotta go back to Miami. I envisioned myself being in Miami more this year. I need to go down there. I need to salsa dance. I need to meet up with Fritz, you, everyone.
So. November, Miles. What are you doing like middle of November? Are you going to be around?
I'll be posted in Brickle printing money. What else would I be doing?
All right.
Let's link up, man.
What am I going to do?
We're going to get a venue, man, for Miami. We're going to get a venue for like 300 plus people. So.
For big brands like Nike and Adidas, are there things that are less advisable to sell if the sales velocity is low? Yeah, but I mean, other than that, like not really.
We got Jason Texas in the house. He's got an interesting business. He's doing pretty good.
The cookies are awesome.
And he's got a lot more cookies.
What about Cowboy Keith?
Cowboy Keith, he's back home. Just me and him, we coach wrestling. I'll probably go back to Nashville for a few months and coach wrestling with him. But he's
far.
Yeah. So.
Damn, man. Oh, man. It's so fucking sick how those videos are all still up too. Do you ever get comments on them? Probably like once a month.
Yeah. There's a few. There's a handful of them that do. And some of them are my email sequences, like the living in my car one. So it goes out to anybody who joins my free course at starthumble.com. If you guys want to learn how to make $1,000 in 7 days, go to starthumble.com.
Starthumble.com,
and you'll get a 7-day email sequence that kind of links you back to my journey.
I remember the first one is like the intro's like I'm out here in.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the fucking Mickey. Dude, I could have made such a better YouTube video. Like now after watching Mr. Beast and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I would have shown my car. Like I was just like, woo.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. All of that, dude. That kid being able to do that is why you get to do all this stuff today. Like I remember binging that shit in college, man, 4 years ago. Like on a Friday night, that's super, super nostalgic. And then you went to like the Ozarks and shit too. Oh, remember the free hotel? Is the free hotel breakfast loop still a thing?
Yeah, if you guys go to Holiday Inn Express or Best Western, just walk in, act like you own the place. If they ask you how you slept last night, say good, and you'll get free breakfast.
They don't see you just walk in though, or are there different people in?
Well, I mean, there's people walking in and out all the time. They'll ask you how you slept. Just tell them you slept good.
Recommendation for selling backpacks.
Never asked me that.
School? Yeah, check out. Dude, no, man. I'm sorry, man. You don't need a letter of authorization. You need either that or an email. You like my ungating tutorial on YouTube will explain exactly how to do that. But that would be the good way to do that. What's your recommendations for back to school? Yeah, bro. If the Keepa looks good, buy them. Check out like Kohl's, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Nike outs. There'll be wealth on there. Cool. Can I get a Cellar Amp t-shirt? Yeah. DM the Cellar Amp Instagram.
Can I get a hell yeah?
No.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Wait, I want to get the order good again. Oh, okay. No. Sorry.
I'm still here.
All right. There we go.
Miles, do you gamble?
So, huh?
Do you gamble?
No.
When you come to Haiti?
Well, I mean, maybe a little bit, but like not. Okay. I mean, I might be with some degenerates though. If B flips and Wi-Fi has to not pull up.
I don't know if you saw my post the other day, yesterday. I'm trying to get like 4 or 5 people together where we all do like $200-$300 and we go play high limit video poker. We pool our money together.
Okay,
I did that with a buddy the other day. $50 each, and we hit a $4,000 jackpot the other night.
Maybe,
so I want to do it.
Maybe Cellar Amp will sponsor or something. Why are DVDs gray on Scout IQ? What do you mean by that?
They're gray on Scout IQ because you don't have your triggers set yet. Scout IQ should automatically do this, in my opinion, but they don't. So what you need to do is go to scoutiq.co, go to your DVD triggers, and make them just like your book triggers, but move 1 decimal over. So if you have a 1,000,000 rank book trigger, just change it to 100,000 for DVDs. Once you get your triggers set up, they'll turn green or red based on accept, reject.
Cool. I was just saying goodbye to IG so I can take a story as well. Let's see. Everyone wave. The YouTube stream with the boys going. Cool. All right. Sweet. So yeah, I figure we'll be on for like 5 more minutes or so. So feel free, drop your questions in the chat as we finish up here. Do you guys OA electronics a lot? Not personally, but I know some people who do a ton of that.
Let me just give a piece of advice. I see a lot of people dropping like coals in here and a bunch of different things. Like, go away from the herd. Like, don't do like a lot of things in life. It's good to do what everyone else is doing. It's good to model success. But in selling on Amazon, the most successful Amazon sellers I know are doing things that they want to keep secret and for good reason. So find your own little niche, find your own little place to source. Just because you think a lot of people are sourcing from one website doesn't mean that's the best website to source from. It's actually probably worse. So I see a lot of comments kind of insinuating that they're like trying to figure out where everyone's sourcing. We all buy from different places, guys. And the best places are going to be the places that not everyone's buying from.
Best place to see profits prior to buying Seller Amp, after selling an item, go to Lister. Tax exempt, just look up like in your state reseller certificate. There'll be some CPA YouTubers that are like licensed to talk about that stuff.
We got some fire FBA roadmap videos dropping too, like how to transfer, like there's some really cool stuff, like how to get your profit analytics set up with GoToLister, how to like, in 10 minutes, you can transfer all your data from Inventory Lab to GoToLister. Obviously how to list. So that's for my FBA roadmap people in here. I think the videos just dropped today, actually. Scout IQ for Scoutly. I'm Scout IQ for life. They innovate the market, just like Seller Amp. Seller Amp has like a ridiculous amount of like just simple things that they made easier for us. And I respect innovation, and I like to put my money, towards that. So that's why I use Scout IQ. Plus, one of my best friends used to run the company, and so I'm a little biased there. Scoutly is, I would say this directly to Scoutly owners' face. They are fucking corrupt with what they do in terms of they have copycat tactics, and it's ridiculous. Scoutly and Scout IQ look exactly the same because Scoutly modeled everything that Scout IQ did. I'm pretty sure Scout IQ could sue Scoutly for what they've done. It'd be like if somebody created Seller Amp or Seller Ramp or something, and exactly like it's actually like it's criminal what they've done, and I don't respect that. So
what up, fellas? As we finish up here, where are all you guys from? So I'm from Pennsylvania, but I live in Miami currently.
I'm here in Mexico City, from Nashville, Tennessee originally.
Taylor,
Mr. Jones?
Upstate New York, representing Salt Lake City.
Yeah, I'm in San Diego, California.
I'm in Las Vegas, but born and raised in Minnesota.
Cool. Got you. Okay. And then as we finish up here, if you're unfamiliar with any of my stuff, you can find me on all platforms. Pulse for Miles, Romer, where can everyone find you?
Romer the Romer, everywhere.
Yep. And I'm right here, Taylor Jones Official. That's Instagram and TikTok. And I'm on YouTube as well. But if you just click my link in bio, you can see my YouTube stuff.
Boom.
Yeah. I'm just Joji Davenport on Instagram and YouTube. Yeah.
Jameson Philippi on Instagram and YouTube, Facebook.
Cool. All right. Sounds good. Boomer on Facebook. Right there. Cool. Everyone have a great night right there. We really appreciate you guys. Get after it these next 6 weeks. Make sure you're following all my guys on socials as well. Appreciate you guys spending a little time with us. Get 0 to handling time. Don't let me down. Looking at you right there. Don't let me down. Right.
We got Justin Tries today.
All right. Be great, everyone. Appreciate it.
Peace out, y'all.